All right, the power of thought from the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, chapter 1. So I didn't put these in a particular order. I just kind of summarized some of the best tips, and I'm gonna kind of go over some of the things I got from them. So chapter 1, the power of thought. What's thoughts? It's the way we think, right? The way we think shapes pretty much everything in our life, right? It shapes our actions, it shapes our emotions, it shapes our results in many different ways. So the first thing I got from the power of thought is that you are the master of your fate and the captain of your soul. You have the power to control your thoughts. All right. So number one, you're the master of your fate. What does that mean? You are in control of the lifestyle that you live and where it ends, right? So already understanding that gives you, you know, infinite power over your particular situation, right? Understanding that you are the master of your fate and you're the captain of your soul, right? Of course, apart from God, but what I'm talking about is just particularly when you're thinking about yourself from a personal standpoint. All right. And you have the power to control your thoughts. Right. So generally, when we think of thoughts, we think that we are in captivity to our thoughts. Right. Like our thoughts have dominion over us, but it's actually the other way around. But I think the defining factor of why this is believed to be this way is because typically in order to control our thoughts, it takes a bit more work and more initiative, right? Because if we're not taking direct initiative, right, to control our thoughts, to control how we feel, then generally our thoughts are going to be shaped by our circumstances, our environment, our family upbringing, and all these various different things. But I say that lightly and say that it can be shaped by those things, but it don't have to be shaped by those things. What it can be shaped by is what it's saying right here is that you have the power to control your thoughts, right? You can't control anyone else's thoughts. You can't control anyone else's actions, but you can control your thoughts. So the second thing is you have control over your thoughts. So today, what I'm doing on December 23, 2020 is that I'm taking control over the power of my own thoughts. What I think about myself, about my life, about my goals, about my plans for society, for this world, for my family, for whatever it is, I have control over those thoughts. And I'm going to dictate what comes in my mind, what goes out of my mind, and everything in between. It says, next thing I got from chapter 1 for the power of thought, it says our brains become magnetized with our dominating thoughts we hold in our minds. These magnets attract the forces, the people, the circumstances in our life, which harmonize with the nature of our dominating thoughts. This can not be further than the truth. How do I know this? Because just yesterday, literally just yesterday, I was in a state of deep, dark depression, right? And why was I in a state of deep, dark depression? For various different reasons. Number one, I was living in the past, right? Number two, I let my thoughts be consumed with all the negative outcomes that I can possibly find. Number three, I was spending the majority of time trying to control the thoughts of others or the actions of others in my own mind versus controlling the thoughts and the actions of my own self. Number four, I was skipping out on the routine habits that make me have positive, holistic, solid thinking. And what are some of those habits? Exercising, reading, meditating, praying, right? Taking ownership of my own circumstances and own situation. And then another reason why is because I was doing things that are counterproductive. What are things that's counterproductive? Maybe what you're eating, maybe what you're drinking, maybe what you're watching. Various different things can be counterproductive. And when you tie all these things into one and you view it from that way, then you are in a state of you can get in a state of depression. And that's why I believe that it's what it says right here. It says our brain becomes magnetized with the dominating thoughts we are holding in our minds. These magnets attract us to forces and the people and the circumstances of life which harmonize with the nature of our dominating thoughts. So from here on out, what do we need to do? Right? We need to understand that our thoughts is a magnet and it's going to attract forces, people, circumstances that harmonize with those dominating thoughts. So if you know that you're in control of your thoughts, right, then you know you're in control of the forces that you attract, the people you attract, and the circumstances that you attract based on what you think. It's all in what you think. Because what you think is going to put out the energy, what you think is going to put out your own direct actions, what you think is going to dictate the type of lifestyle that you live. But the beauty of all of this, once again, and what we learned up here is that we have the power to control this. So if we have the power to control this, then we can shape the majority of how our life looks. It says thoughts are things and powerful things that when mixed with purpose, persistence, and a burning desire for translation into riches and material options, it happens. So we got to understand that our thoughts are powerful, right? And we have to mix our thoughts with our purpose and persistence and a burning desire, right? So take your thoughts, align them with your purpose, right? Be persistent, right? And keep a burning desire no matter what's the burning. Never let the flame die out. Keep the burning desire for more, for health, for greatness, for all of these different things burning. Because as you keep those things burning, you're going to continue to keep producing thoughts that produce the results that you want to see. It says when one is truly ready for a thing, he puts it all in perspective. Definitely. What a different story people would have to tell if they only adopt a definite purpose and stand on that purpose until it's time to become an all-consuming obsession. That's a big one, right? That's a big one. People sway from circumstance to circumstance, to person, to business, to job to job. And what this is saying, it says it would be a different story if people would adopt a definite purpose and stand on that purpose until it becomes an all-consuming obsession. Simple. Stop changing your routine. Stop making 14 plans. Plan A, plan A, plan A. Give everything that you got to plan A, right? Until it becomes an all-consuming obsession, so much so that you're going to do what's necessary to produce the results to make that thing come to fruition, right? This is the biggest issue that I've seen with myself and with many others, right? We're looking for a scheme or something to magnify what we're trying to do or something to supplement it. And there's no supplements, right, to your plan A. It's plan A and plan A only. All right, let's go to the back. One of the tricks of opportunity is it has a sly habit of slipping us into the back door, often disguising itself as misfortune or temporary defeat. This usually happens when we fail to recognize opportunity. This is a big one for me. When we see defeat, we quit. We give up, right? whether we give up for months on end or days on end or even years. But we shouldn't see defeat as failure, right? We shouldn't see failure as defeat. We should see it as maybe one step closer to getting to the place that we were about to get to before the failure happened, versus saying, okay, I failed, I quit, right? And like I said, when I say quit, quitting could be 3 days, quitting could be 3 months, quitting could be 3 years. However many times that you're quitting and starting over, that's lost time. That's lost effort that you can't retain. So the number one thing that I get from this is it doesn't matter if failures persist, if defeats persist. The number one rule to winning in this game is don't quit. Don't quit. It does not matter how many failures persist. It doesn't. This is a good one for me. It says, this guy had no money, no education, no influence, but he had faith and will to win and to make it to be the greatest ever. So what does that say? That says that these options are available for everybody. Everybody. These options are available, because if a person has no money, no education, and no influence, but they have will and faith to win, they can be the greatest ever. That means all of us. That means all of us have it in us. If we all can have faith and will to win, right? Some of us have education. Some of us have money. Some of us have influence, right? But we all can have faith and will to win. Why can we all have faith and will to win? Because we have the power to control our thoughts and our actions, right? Okay, so if we control our power and thoughts, then we can say, I need more faith. I need more will. And so it will be. This says failure is a trickster with a keen sense of irony and cunningness. It takes a great delight in tripping one up when success is almost at its reach. Most people quit when they experience temporary defeat instead of keep going. We've talked about that already, right? Like, failure it means absolutely nothing. It means what you give it. Failure is just another step in the journey, right? Success is at our reach, but most people quit. So how do you solve this problem? Like I just said before, don't quit. It says it only takes one sound idea to succeed. Riches are there for those who work hard and long. So what does that mean? You need one idea and you need to work hard and long. Okay? So we got we have control over our thoughts, right? We have control over our thoughts. We need one idea to succeed, and we have to understand that we're going to have to work hard, right? We need faith and will. And when defeat comes, don't quit. Simple. Remove the word impossible and not going to work out of your mindset. And basically what it was saying in this chapter is that we know all the rules of why it's not going to work. Like, before I do certain things, I'll list in my mind all of the reasons that it won't work. Like, I'll just come up with a list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boom. Right. And then this will cripple my action and cripple my thoughts into not taking the action. Why? Because I created 10 things immediately, just like that, of reasons why it don't work. So now what we're hearing in this book is that we need to flip that joint. We need to flip that joint. Instead of creating 10 things, we need to create 10 reasons why it's going to work. Right. And we already know that failure doesn't matter. So failure could be someone saying no. Right. It doesn't matter if they say no, because somebody else may say yes, or 20 people may say no and 2 people may finally say yes. But all you may need is one yes. All right. So remove the impossible and the not going to work mindset out of you. Success comes to those who are success conscious. Right. This is another thing. And failure comes to those who are failure conscious. What is being failure conscious? It's very, very simple. We know what it is. We understand why things aren't going to work. We understand why things are bad. We understand why it's not going to happen. We understand all those things. That's failure conscious. I'm conscious of all the reasons why this will not make sense for me. I'm conscious of all the reasons why this is wrong for me, or why it's never going to work for me, right? Why I'm not going to lose this weight. Why am I going to always be big? But that's failure conscious. What about being success conscious? Success conscious is studying all the reasons why you can be successful. And that's simple. If somebody else done it before, then you can do it. If it's been done before, it can be done. And if it hasn't been done before, it can be done because you need to be the first person to do it so that somebody else can do it and even do bigger than what you did. So you have to be success conscious, right? Success conscious. I know I'm going to win. I know I'm going to be great. I know I'm determined. I know I'm ready. I know I have purpose. I know I have vision. I know I'm a leader. I know and understand what I need to know and understand to do what I need to do. And that's the power of thought. So that's my review of Think and Grow Rich. Power of Thought, Chapter 1. You are the master of your fate, the captain of your soul. You have the power to control your thoughts. Our brain becomes magnetized with our dominating thoughts that we are holding in our mind. These magnets attract the forces, the people, the circumstances of life, which harmonize with the nature of our dominating thoughts. Maintain a spirit of openness. Thoughts are things, and powerful things at that, when mixed with purpose, persistence, and burning desire for transformation into riches and material things. When a man is really desires a thing so deeply that he is willing to stake his entire future on that single turn of the wheel in order to get it, he is sure to win. One is truly ready for a thing if he puts everything into it. What's a different story people would have if they only would adopt a definite purpose and stand for that purpose until it had become an all-consuming obsession. One of the tricks of opportunity is the habit of slipping back door, and often comes disguised in the form of misfortune or temporary defeat. Perhaps this is why so many fail to recognize opportunity. No money, no education, no influence, but faith and will to win can make you the greatest ever. One of the most common causes for failure is the habit of quitting when one is overtaken by temporary failure or defeat. Failure is a trickster with a keen sense of irony and cunning. It takes great delight in tricking one of us up when success is at our reach. Most people quit when they experience temporary defeat instead of keep going. One sound idea is all you need for success. Riches come to those who are willing to work hard and long. Remove impossible and not going to work out of your mindset. Success comes to those who become success conscious. Remove the failure conscious mindset and add the success conscious mindset and know what you want. That's my review of Chapter 1, Think and Grow Rich, Power of Thought.